Welcome. In this video lecture, I am going to talk about the two methods with respect to identifying the number of clusters. So with respect to K means how we can identify the optimum number of K, which means how many number of clusters we should develop, or we can also says if we have developed a certain number of clusters, whether that the K which we have picked is the optimum or not. So for that, we can use the two method. One is the silhouette method and is the elbow method. Okay, so let me discuss first this what is the silhouette method. So in a silhouette method, when we are doing the clustering, basically we are quantifying these two things. One is called as the cluster cohesion, which is basically related to the distance between the observation within the same cluster. So that means if we have a particular cluster and over there we have let's say the four observations. So what we are doing is against the every particular observation we are going to calculate the distance from that observation to other observation that are lying within that cluster is known as cluster cohesion. Okay, whereas cluster separation relate to the distance between the observation in different clusters. So if we have this cluster and then we have another cluster over here is so what does this cluster separation mean? From this observation of this first cluster, so how much distance from this observation to this observation, similarly how much distance from this observation to this observation, and so on, similarly from this observation to this observation. So that means from one cluster to other clusters observation, the distance is known as the cluster separation. So in a silhouette, basically we are calculating the silhouette score. The formula of the silhouette score is this one. So what is the definition of the silhouette score is basically that is combining the cluster cohesion which we are representing with respect to AI and the cluster separation which we are representing with BI. So generally we can also that what is the meaning of AI, that is basically the cluster cohesion, which means the average distance of the ith observation to the other same cluster observation, as I mentioned earlier. Same is the case BI, the average distance from the ith to the observation to the closest neighboring clusters observations, right? So how we can interpret it, the silhouette measure is going to be answer always between -1 to +1. Okay, if this silhouette score is the positive number, that is indicating that particular observation is lying within its own cluster. Okay, mean that is the part of that its own cluster if it is having the positive value. But if it is a negative value, then this ith value is going to be lie in the different cluster which is closer to that particular cluster. Okay, so let we solve this one. So let's say if we have this particular data set, so we have the six observations and I applied the k-means clustering. Okay, and I developed the two clusters. One is cluster 1, another is a cluster 2. So in a cluster 1 we have observation number 1, 5 and 6. In cluster 2 we have the observation 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so based on that we would like to know that is it we have developed the right number of cluster, which is we have developed the two clusters for these six observations. Okay, so where in cluster 1 these observations are lying, in cluster 2 these observations are lying. So in order to apply find out the silhouette score against every observation, what we need to find out is that is we need to find out the distance matrix between every observation to other observation. Okay, like as you can see that we have the six data points, so that means we need did the 6 by 6 matrix. Okay, so this is point 1, point 2 up to point 6, and the diagonal values is always going to be 0. Why? Because obviously if we are going to find out the distance of the observation 1 with itself, it is obviously going to be the 0, and the upper triangle, okay, and the lower triangle is going to be same because this distance matrix is symmetric in nature, which means 1 to 6 distance as well as 6 to 1 distance is going to be same. Similarly 2 to 1 and 1 to 2 is going to be the same distance. Okay, so how we can calculate that one, as I mentioned in my earlier videos. So in order to calculate the distance, basically we have applied the Euclidean distance formula. So how we are getting this 3.61? That is, we are basically calculating the distance between observation 1 and 2. That is basically 7 minus 4 square plus 3 minus 5 square, okay, which is 3 minus 5 square, and taking the square root, which is basically according to the Euclidean distance, that is the distance between observation 1 and 2. Same is the case, we can calculate the distance between 1 and 3, which is 7 minus 2 square, 3 minus 4 square, and taking the square root. Okay, so like that we can calculate the distance matrix. So once we got this distance matrix, now in order to calculate the silhouette score, so what we need to find out, that we need to find out the cluster cohesion, which is mean A1 against the observation 1. So what was the A1 or the cluster cohesion is the distance of that particular observation from the other observation that are lying within that cluster. So that means we need to take the average of the distances between that observation to other observation that are lying within the cluster. So that means we are talking about the distance between 1 and 5 and 1 and 6. So if you can see that 1 and 5 distance is 4.7, 1 and 6 the distance is 5.10. So that is 4.7 plus 5.10 divided by, because we are want to find out the average. So these are the two observation divided by 2. So we got the average distance, or you can say A1 4.79. In order to calculate the B1, that is basically from this a B1, from this observation 1 to the distance between the second observation, second cluster first observation, second cluster second observation, second cluster third observation. So that means the distance between 1 and 2. So the 1 and 2 is distance is 3.61, okay, and then 1 and 3, so the distance is 5.10, and then 1 and 6, so the distance is 7.28. So because we have the three distances divided by 3, this is the average distance. Now if we put into this silhouette score formula, this is S1, which is B1 minus A1, and the maximum of this one, so we are getting this value 0.10, which is positive, which is indicating that yes, the observation 1 is going to lie within its own cluster, which is cluster 1, but it is quite a weak score. Okay, so we will talk about later in a minute. So let me first of all see that with respect to the second observation of the cluster 1, which is 5. Okay, so once again, now we are going to take the observation 5. Now we are going to calculate the cluster cohesion, which is A5 for observation 5, and we are going to take the distance between 5 and 1 and 5 and 6. So the 5 and 1, the distance is 4.47, and 5 and 6 is 3.16. So this is 3.16 divided by 2. So this is the cluster cohesion or A5 value. Similarly, we are going to calculate the B5, that is going to be from observation 5 to second cluster's observation. So that means distance between 5 to 2, and distance between 5 to 3, and distance between 5 to 4. So the distance between 5 to 2 is 5.39, 5 to 3 is 7.62, and 5 to 4 is 10.82. Divided by 3, we are getting this one. So once again, if we put into this silhouette score formula, so we are getting 0.52. So once again, it's a positive, so that means so this 0.5 is going to be lie within its own cluster, which is cluster 1. Same process we are going to repeat for the observation 6. Okay, so that means we are going to take the average from the distance between 6 to 5 and 6 to 1. So 6 to 5, the distance is 3.16. Okay, and 6 to 1 is 5.10 divided by 2. Okay, so similarly from 6 to 2, 6 to 3, and 6 to 4. Okay, and we are getting this value. So this is 0.33. Now this is we have done with respect to cluster 1's observation. The same process we are going to repeat with respect to cluster 2 observation, which is 2, 3, and 4. So that means once we are going to take the point 2, that is mean we are taking the cluster cohesion for point 2, that is the distance between 2 to 3 plus distance between 2 to 4. So the 2 to 3 is 2.4, and then 2 to 4, that is 5.39. Okay, 2 to 4, not 5, 2 to 4, which is 5.66 divided by 2. Okay. Similarly, B2 means that means we are going to calculate the distance between point 2 to 1 as well as 5 as well as 6. Okay, so this is basically 2 to 1, this is 2 to 5, and this is 2 to 6. So 2 to 1 is 3.61, 2 to 5 is 5.39, 2 to 6 is 3.61 divided by 3. So against observation 2, the silhouette score is 0.06. Same is the case against zero point 0.3. Same is the case we are going to calculate against zero point 0.4. Now, if you can see that against all the 6 observation, we got the cohesion, cluster cohesion values, we got the cluster separation value as well as the silhouette score. In order to calculate the overall, or you can say the average silhouette score, so we are going to take the average of these scores, which is 0.34. And here we can use this interpretation because it is positive, so that means overall we can conclude that the all the observations we have already defined with respect to the cluster, the two cluster we have defined, they are lying their own clusters. But overall we can see that whether we have the number of clusters we have defined, which is 2, is it acceptable or not. So we can see that this total average score is 0.34, which is lying over here. So we can say that number of cluster which we have picked is weak, but it is acceptable. Okay, if the value is going to be lie within this range, that means it is a good or the excellent. But if it is poor, then you should rethink. Instead of defining the two cluster, maybe you are going to define one or maybe three or maybe four. So let me talk about now the second method. If we are going to apply the elbow method in order to assess whether we are going to cluster these observation in a one cluster or a two or a three. So for that we are basically calculating the total within sum of squares. Okay. So the total within sum of square, the formula is each observation minus the center point. So that means first of all, we are going to calculate the center point of every cluster. So I am, for the elbow method, I am considering the three cases. In case one, I am considering that we have all the data point in one cluster. So that means we have only one cluster. So the against this x variable or the x feature, the center point is going to be the average of this one, which means we are going to add all these numbers divided by 6, we are getting 4.67. Similarly, we are going to add these numbers divided by 6, we are getting the average of this one number. Okay. Now we can calculate the total within sum of square for cluster 1. So how we can do that? That is this observation minus its center point, which is 4.67 square, then 3 minus 4.67 that square. Okay, so we are getting the against the first observation within sum of square. Similarly, we are going to calculate against the observation 2, 4 minus 4.67, 5 minus 4.67 square, that is 0.55. Similarly, for 3 observation, 4th observation 6, and we are going to adding that one. So if we have the number of clusters is equal to 1, the total within sum of square is, that is basically 88.74. Okay. So remember that smaller the within sum of square, better the cluster is. So let's try the second case. In a second case, what I have done is, that is, I am using the k-mean clustering examples in which we have taken the two clusters or the two number of clusters, and in the cluster 1 we have taken the observation 1, 5 and 6. In the observation cluster 2 we have taken the observation 2, 3 and 4. So that means first of all we are going to calculate the center point against the cluster 1, so which is 5, 7 plus 9 plus 6 divided by 3. So we will get 7.33. Then 3 plus 7 plus 8 divided by 3, we will get 6. Okay, so similarly for cluster 2, we are going to take the average, which means 4 plus 2 plus 0 divided by 3. So this is a center point. Then 5 plus 9, 4 plus 1 divided by 3, we are getting this center point. So first of all, we are going to calculate the within sum of square for cluster 1. So that means the observation 1 is going to is the part of cluster 1, which is 7 minus 7.33 square plus 3 minus 6 square. Okay, that is against the observation 1 distance square, or you can say within cluster sum of square. Okay, similarly we are going to calculate against the observation 5, 9 minus 7.33 square, then 7 minus 6 square. Okay, and then we sum it up. Okay, which is cluster 1 within sum of square is 18.67. Same is the case now we are going to do with respect to cluster 2, which is 4 minus 2 square plus 5 minus 3.33 square. Okay, which is basically this one, then 2 minus 2 square, then 4 minus 3.33 square, we are getting this one, then 0 minus 2 square, then 1 minus 3.33 square, so we are getting this and sum it up. Okay, so if we sum it up we are getting 33.33. If you remember, in a when we have cluster 1, the within sum of square was 88, but in cluster when we have the two clusters, so this is reduced, which is significantly reduced. Okay, so that means instead of we should develop one cluster for these 6 data points, we should try two clusters. Okay, so let's try another case when we have the three clusters. So in a three cluster, I am assuming right now, this is my assumption, that if the cluster 1 is based on these three observation, cluster 2 is based on only this one observation, cluster 3 is based on these two observations. So once again we are going to find out the center point. So that means the average of this one is 4.33, the average of this one is going to be this one. So these are the center point as it is, because we have only one point, and against the cluster 3 we have the center point of this one, the center point of this one. So that is the cluster 3 center points. Okay, so if we are going to calculate the within sum of squares, so against the cluster 1 we are getting the within sum of square is this one, against cluster 2 is this one, against cluster 3 is this one. So if we add these up, so we are getting 17.27. So we can easily see that if we are going to develop three clusters, so we can see that this is further reduced. But remember that in an elbow method, what we are going to see is we are going to see the change with respect to the improvement perspective. So when we are moving from one cluster to the two clusters, so we have seen that in one cluster the total within sum of square was 88.74. In when we have the number of clusters is 2, that is 35.33. So we got the improvement, which means the within sum of square is reduced 53.7141. Okay, but when we are moving from 2 to 3 clusters, so the improvement is only 18.06. So this is a major improvement. So that's why what we are going to do is we are going to stop over here, and we are saying that for these 6 observations the total number of cluster 2 is better as compared to 1 and as compared to 3. So I hope you got the idea. So thank you so much. See you in the next video.